All right. Well, we are live. We now have an open lobby. If you are on YouTube, I apologize for the delay. YouTube was acting up this morning for some strange reason. At any rate, it should be live now. I'm double checking just to make sure everything is pushed through. Yep, we are live. Good deal. Okay. All right, and audio checks out there. Let's check audio on Twitch. Audio on Twitch is good. Okay, and we are set. All right. So how's everybody doing today? What'd you all think of that live stream there? That was pretty interesting. We got to see the heat mechanic in action, which is pretty cool. Something we're going to be getting with the next update. So I'm excited about that. Good morning, Wolf. Loud and clear. Good deal, buddy. Sorry about the delay. YouTube decided to fight me on starting this morning. I had to completely reset everything I had set up. Don't know what was going on there, but okay. Missed almost all of it. Got stuck in a meeting. That's fair. So I can kind of show you what they discussed here. So first off, we were shown the heat mechanic, which is going to be in the map. Let me just load into a quick mission. We'll just do a starter mission. Let's see. Let's just do this here. And then I'll kind of walk you through. Obviously, I'm going to be doing my usual breakdown that I do, but no reason to not just kind of give you a quick glimpse of what we're looking at here. So it's not in experimental yet. That will be early March, they said, which, I mean, we're getting pretty close to that, so it's not going to take long. And then we're going to be getting, let me see if there's anything up here. We're going to be getting the heat mechanic. We're going to be getting grenades. We're going to be getting the bulldog, which is the new weapon. And then, yeah, we should be getting, hey, Green, how's it going, buddy? Sorry about the delays today. The dev live stream went a little bit later, and took me a little bit to get everything working today. For some reason, YouTube decided to bug out, and I had to work with it. But anyway. All right, so what we're going to be looking at is the heat mechanic. The map is getting a complete overhaul. So this is currently what we have for the map, obviously. And what we're going to be getting instead is a whole bunch of branching paths. You'll actually be able to backtrack. You won't be able to go to areas you've been to already, but you'll be able to pass through them to get to other areas. Like, for instance, if you wanted to, like, these two might be connected. Let's say that you went here, you could go through that to get to here, and that would make it where you could go to different areas. Different areas will lower the heat. The heat will start off as it is at full strength in the final jump, and then there will be sectors you can go into. When you beat them, you lower the heat, and there will be actions that you can take throughout the mission that will actually raise the heat. Then they also show that there were paths that did not lower the heat at all, that you could go straight to the end zone. And it was interesting because I noticed, depending on how many jumps you decided to take, you could do tons of jumps in the same mission, or you could just do like 2 and quickly get to the end zone. So the path that you choose to take is going to differ depending on what you're trying to achieve, where you want to go. It's pretty interesting. 2 thoughts. 1, I almost called you because you were never late. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. And what was the second? So, yeah, when you get, there's also going to be a red line. Think of like FTL. If you've ever played FTL, we're going to have to cover that game now. But anyway, there's enemies gaining on you in the heat. And so if you backtrack into the heat, you'll have extra stuff to deal with. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at here. I'm kind of excited to see how it's going to pan out. We are on the main branch, guys. I know most of you all are working this morning, but if you are in a position to join and you would like to, feel free to do so. I do apologize for being a few minutes late today, guys. Like I said, YouTube has been acting up a little bit lately, and I haven't quite figured out why, so gonna have to do some tweaking to get that in order. But at any rate, I do believe the ship build should be in order. I'm gonna take a quick look. Yeah, mostly. I'm gonna do some quick editing. Like that a little better. Okay, good enough. Hey Spectre, how you doing, buddy? So for the heat mechanic, when you see 60 to the final sector, does that mean the enemy is fighting at 160% strength? You know, I'm not entirely sure. I do know, basically the way the heat mechanic was working was that above a certain number, a new modifier would be added. So think of like materia disruption, where it costs extra to use to craft things at the assembler. Now, the one that they were showing specifically is that when the heat strength was at 60, then you had double materia disruption plus something else added on top of it. And you could lower those modifiers by reducing the heat. And so the heat at 60 was at full strength for that particular mission. And they said it will be vary depending on how far in you go, how long the jump, how long the mission is supposed to take. And if you go through sectors that allow you to lower the heat, then you can lower it by certain amounts, like some were 20, some were 40. So like if you lowered 20, it would drop it down to where one of the modifiers got removed. So basically there was a modifier for each 20 on the heat on that particular mission. And by lowering it by 20, you could each time you could take it down by a modifier. And eventually, once you got to 60, all the modifiers were removed. The final jump has 3 modifiers equipped. The 2 that they were showing were 2 disruption fields, and one was another one. I don't remember what it was. I'll have to go back and look at the footage. But regardless, you could remove those by removing the heat. So that's kind of the way I understand it to work, is that you've got modifiers attached to the final jump, and that they can be reduced by lowering the heat. I also suspect some of the things that they were showing is that currently, and they said they're going to be modifying this, but currently the way that they've got some of those things working is that you will be having enemies with extra health and such while the heat is high in that area. So those should be lowered, but they did say that they're not really interested in making bots be bullet sponges, so they're probably going to be reworking that a little bit. So I'm kind of curious to see what the rework's going to look like when we finally get to test it out in the experimental branch, but that's the way things currently work. Sean says, here I thought you were trying to stress out your wife. Well, how did you know?
I've identified a Legion outpost in the area. From what I can gather there, the facility still has valuables inside. Secure the facility and empty their storage.
All right, let's crank up the audio just a little. Cool. All right. So basically the biggest changes we were getting was just the heat mechanic. The heat mechanic's getting overhauled. It's going to completely change the way that we choose destinations and such. So I'm pretty excited to see what all that's going to be like. Now, they did show us grenades somewhat. They're not functioning at this time, but we got to see what some of them look like. We had a frag grenade, which was working, which they were able to show us. They also had a sticky grenade, which was not working, so obviously still a working product. They did say groove confirmed, and I know. I noticed it before they started recording and everything. I was chatting with them for a second. They said that they've got colds running through the office right now, so a lot of people are working from home, and because of that, it's putting some limitations on what they can do right this moment. So, all right, Green, thanks for joining, buddy. I'll see you when you can get back. But anyway, the grenades are working. Currently, the way they work is that they do take up an inventory slot. I do think there are going to be people upset about that. We know that the Bulldog is nearly complete. I think Alphonse confirmed that it's just needs a few, some of its audio stuff tweaked a little bit before it's completed. So they're working on that now, and yeah. Otherwise, it's ready to go. It just needs audio worked on, from what I could tell. But yeah, Bulldog's ready to go and ready to be implemented. The grenades are obviously a work in progress, as we mentioned. And the heat mechanic, while functional, does have some work to be done before they're happy with it. But clearly they are pretty far into getting the update prepped and ready to go. They said still plan to launch it in early March into the beta branch, and then once we get it in beta branch, we'll get a chance to test it, and after the beta branch, it'll get pushed to the main branch probably late in March. So that is the time frame that we're currently working on. And the heat mechanic, the grenades, and the Bulldogs seem to be the big things that we're going to be getting. Got a laser drone. So I'm pretty excited to see what all the updates we're going to be getting and see what all is going to, how it's all going to play out. The heat mechanic was the priority of what they were talking about in their stream today. And honestly, I think it looks really good. I'm really excited for it. That is going to drastically change the way we select sectors. Like right now, my tendency is to just pick the hardest sectors or what's going to have the loot that I'm specifically looking for. And it is going to go from kind of this straight path sort of map, and it's going to become more of this web work that you can bounce around between and go to various different areas. It's going to take up more of this table here, so maybe Nisa here might be in the way, but yeah, and there's going to be a lot more to do, and you can basically do every from what I was seeing, you can basically do every sector on the map. Right now, you're kind of locked into a path, and that's your only option. And this, you'll be able to backtrack, but it may not be very cost-effective to you, but you can do it. And that looks pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious to try that out. And yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed.
So anyway. Obviously, I will be doing a breakdown of the devs live stream. I do think it's going to be shorter video than usual because this live stream, the things that they had to cover just didn't take as long. The big stuff anyway. Yeah, it's that moving fog of war thing that'll push you on towards the end sector. Yeah, basically, right? So, I mean, you could spend forever in the mission if you wanted to, but might not go well for you. I do have several videos going live this week, guys. there's a new video going out this evening. It is ready to go. It's uploaded onto YouTube. It's set to publish. It'll be going out later today. I finished that up this morning while I was waiting for the devs to go live. And I'm going to be putting some work into the dev live stream. Hopefully that'll go out pretty quickly this week. And yeah, the stream today, the video today is actually not about jump space, which is unusual. In fact, it's not about a game that I've covered in any of my live streams or anything. It's something new. So, it's just a demo at this point. It has not released, but it's something I've been excited for. And so I was checking out the demo. And so, basically it's a review of the demo, more or less, is what I'm going to be doing with today's video. I'm pretty excited about it. It was fun. I'm looking forward to the game. I'm a little worried about the far-reaching hand of Nintendo having a say in whether or not this game will continue to exist. But we'll see what happens. I'm pretty excited about the game.
Great. See if you can find another battery.
One of the nice things lately is that my health has been doing well enough that I've been able to put a lot of work into my video content. And my streams have been longer. I think you guys have a few of you have noticed. And things are just, in general, going well. I'm sleeping better and having fewer seizures. So it's making life a little easier in the content creation. Whoops. I totally flubbed that up. We are currently down in Florida right now, which has given me a chance to rest. On top of that, got some new treatment that my doctor has given me, and it's been really helpful. One of the issues that I was running into is that I don't sleep at night, at least not well. And even if I am sleeping, I'm not getting good rest. Thanks, Wolf. Because I have seizures even in my sleep, you know? I don't always, sometimes they wake me up, sometimes they don't, but regardless, my muscles are working overtime. So, and nighttime tends to be one of the worst times for my seizures. So the medicine that I've been taking lately that the doctors have prescribed me is specifically targeting that and helping my body to relax at night and sleep and have fewer seizures in the night. It's not something I can take during the day because it knocks me out cold and I don't want to be asleep all day, but it's making it a little bit easier for me to wake up feeling refreshed and feel better. So I appreciate it. I'm glad. I'll take it. Ooh, we got Legion blueprints. That's fun. I'm going to need to ditch this coat here in a second. It is starting to warm up. It is remarkably cold here in Florida right now, but as the sun's coming up, we are starting to get a little bit warmer. And it's a rare one. Nice. We take those. So everything looks to be fine there. I'm going to go ahead and ditch this coat real quick. All right, sorry about that, guys. Huh. All right. Sounds like it's causing lots of fatigue even before you wake up. You wake up exhausted then, or was. Yeah, indeed, I was. And definitely, I mean, seizures are exhausting, so I think that's one of the first things. Actually, let's just do this. I don't even have to worry with these. You can just get out. There's nothing gained from destroying them. Yeah, so seizures, anybody who has them, one of the first things they're going to tell you is that they're exhausting. After they've had them, they feel extremely tired and probably a little bit disoriented and can't think clearly. It's like a fog in the brain, like everything's just a little fuzzy. And so that's what it is. Welcome in, mate.
Also be able to open the facility vault so the entrance is locked down behind
But yeah, having few of them, I'll take it. Fewer of them, I will take that. And the extra rest, I appreciate it. It's definitely helping. So hopefully content will continue to increase and I'll be able to bring you guys more stuff. Like I said, I've got that video going live today, and I've got several jump space videos that I'm going to be working on. Okay. So, yeah. I'm pretty excited about it. I have a friend that was suffering with lots of grand mal seizures. He once just turned off at the top of his staircase, woke up sometime later at the bottom. He was alone, so he was lucky. Yeah, I get that. Stairs and me don't usually mix. So I relate. Yeah. Funny thing with the type of seizure I have, with the neurological disorder I have, is that sometimes I lose consciousness, sometimes I don't. When I don't, it's extremely uncomfortable to be having the seizure. And when I do, it's a problem because then I lose all control and don't have a whole lot when I'm conscious, but at least a little more say in what's happening in the situation. The weird thing about losing consciousness with them, though, is that you don't know you've done it, right? It's just suddenly you come to and everything's changed, but you don't know how it happened. It's very strange. I remember one time my wife and I, we were going down the road. She was driving. Naturally, I don't drive. And she... we were, it was a familiar place for me, right? Been there a million times in my life. Knew the area well. One moment, we're passing a landmark that I knew exceptionally well. Next moment, we were literally like 10 minutes away from that landmark down the road. I'm like, how did we get here? It was like I blinked and suddenly we had traveled 10 minutes down the road. No clue what happened. She had no idea either, because the thing with seizures is, while many of mine involve convulsions, they don't always. And so they're not necessarily visible to others, and this one was not. So my wife had no idea anything had happened. Just went from... I just kind of came to and looked up, and I'm like, how did we get here? Funny one. I remember one time I was leaning. We had a smaller dog, and I was leaning down to pet the dog. Leaned forward to pet the dog. Next thing I know, I wake up and I'm on my back, and the dog's looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?" I still don't understand how I can lean forward and fall backwards. It makes no sense to me, but... That's funny. It was hilarious. But I mean, you gotta laugh at this stuff, right? The dog was like, "I thought you were going to pet me." Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's enough on that. Crud happens. I'm pretty excited about the updates we're getting here in Jump Space. I think it's going to be really good. So in the experimental branch, I'm actually going to do a video over the next couple days and show you guys just how to get into the experimental branch. I will mention in the video that I'll just make the recommendation that you back up your save data. but most of that is saved in the cloud and stuff anyway, so it's not like it's a really important thing to do. I personally don't bother, but I just still tell people you could do it as a way to kind of cover my own rear, to be honest, just in case something silly should happen. But I have no problem swapping back and forth between the beta and the main branch pretty easily, so yeah, but I'll show you guys, but I'll just do it'll be a very brief video, like a minute or two, just kind of show you guys how to do it real quick for those who have never done it before. If you've done it in a previous game, you should know what you're doing. And I know a lot of you guys that follow me, you're already in the experimental branch, so. All right, we need to get out. But I just know some people are new to it. Hey, Roscoe, how's it going, buddy? Everybody doing all right? The fam good? We do have an artifact, Reflective Wrath. That's a good one. I'm going to plug that in, and I'm going to get us out of here. Destination set. Let's make the jump. Too late. All right, which one is the... Oh, of course the Corvette is the jammer. The bullet sponge is the jammer. Makes tactical sense for them, but it sure is a pain in the butt for me. That is a mine layer. Too late. If you can get critical hits on these Corvettes, they actually do shred pretty quickly with these disruptor lasers, which is pretty cool. All right. Corvette's down, and we're out. Oh, we can't jump as long as we got borders. All right. All right, he made it to a seat. We're good. It's hard watching you go through them. I'm sorry, Sean. I know. You're the one that has to deal with it. If you guys see me chatting in text there in the chat, that's my wife. That's Shauna. She's logged into my account. All right, cool. Well, let's get repairs in order.
Requesting supply drop.
But, you know, crud happens. Everybody's got something to deal with, right? Every single person. I've never met anybody that said, yep, nope, I've never had any problems. So, on a more interesting note, Jump Space has been good. I've been loving it. I'm going to be showing you guys how to get into the beta, like I said. I will say right now, there's not a whole lot of things to be tested in the beta. We're the beloved Mrs. Hauk. No problems over here. We are thankful for Shauna and her loving care of Hauk. No problems over here. I'm perfect. Well, if I know better, buddy. If you guys get a chance to play with Wolf, he's really good in this game, guys. But so are Spectre, Green, and the others that join. We got quite a crew. For Wolf, it's the burden of perfection. There you go. That's absolutely right. Wolf is the perfect member of the crew. The rest of us are just doing our best to be as good as Wolf. And the most sane. No kidding. Although, to be fair, if you stick around this chat, I don't know about your sanity being perfect, but you know. You got me there, striving to be perfect, but it never happens. I feel that, Wolf. I feel it, buddy. Alright, well, these sentries have aggroed, so we're going to go ahead and deal with those. You can sometimes just ignore these guys, but... and there's no real benefit from taking them out, other than the fact that they won't be shooting you anymore. But as they have aggroed, we're going to go ahead and deal with that. I got a buoy here. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and set down this halberd for now. I was trying to put it on the shelf, but I missed. Alright, let's set destination just in case anything silly happens and we can get out. Looks like he's got the buoy, so we just have to deal with the jammer. Give him a second to get back. Not true, I drive you crazy, huh? Oh, that's my job. I'm just gonna say that for now.
Check it out.
Literally, when I asked your dad, can I marry your daughter? He's like, he told me my responsibility was to drive you nuts. He also said something about no returns, so. Ooh, we got friends. Okay, looks like we have something down in the engine room. There you are. Okay. All right, cool. All sales final. No, I was not talking about the dog, Shauna. Kira was a good dog, but she was also a pain in the butt. We have had a lot of rescue animals, I think you guys are aware. Kira, in particularly, the one that my wife just mentioned. She was wolf hybrid. Guys, don't know a wolf hybrid. Beautiful, beautiful creatures. Very loyal. Lots of good qualities. But golly, they don't tame. If you got 100 acres they can roam, then probably not too big a deal, but otherwise I wouldn't recommend it. She was my dad's, and when he passed away, we got her and were commanded to take care of her, which we did. She was a good girl. Unfortunately, she was a wolf hybrid shepherd mix, and which in a lot of states those are not even legal. So before you would get such a thing, make sure. But regardless, she eventually suffered from hip dysplasia, which is a common shepherd ailment. So.
gain access to the vault. Go in and grab what you can, but grab what you can.
Never trust a wolf. Says Wolf. Amazing. You know what was crazy though? She was really good with kids. She viewed folks as a part of her pack, and she was extremely loyal and protective of them. I think Wolf needs room to roam too, right? One would think. All right, what we got? Reassembler, squad tactics. That's useful right now. Component stabilizer. I'm thinking squad tactics would plug in.
Check this out.
Reassembler is used to reset all of our artifacts, which I'd rather not do. We've got Legion blueprints, which is a personal favorite, and we've got several healing ones, so I don't know. I'd rather not re-roll them. Scrap mechanic would basically make consumables last longer, things like shields and stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna buff up Squad and Legion, I think. Yes, I do. Too much time inside, I turn into a caged animal. That checks out. That checks out. All right, I think we're good. Incredible. Now, something you won't get if you
No major threats detected on sensors. We should be free
if
to
you watch the
explore
VOD
right
from the live stream, is the text chat that we were getting in the Discord. The devs were chatting with us in the text chat, on top of the couple that were on top of the guys who were chatting with us directly.
Check over here.
So something that was asked is about rebinding things. So keys like the invite key, as well as the number keys. They said that they intend to make it where we'll be able to rebind those, and I'm personally excited about that. I mentioned that I'd like to be able to rebind number keys to, say, macros on my mouse, and the response was, yeah, we do that too, so we understand, and we'll take care of that. So things like that would be really nice. Being able to rebind the inventory slots, I think, would be really helpful for certain playstyles. So that's something I'm looking forward to. I'm pretty excited about.
Look.
I know right now I can rebind everything in Deep Rock Galactic, and that's kind of how my playstyle in that game is. I've got everything. I've got all the inventory slots except for, well, even that one, it's not super accessible, but I have it rebound, is the inventory slots in Deep Rock Galactic. I have scroll up, and the scroll wheel is set to 1, and doesn't cycle. It just goes straight to 1 and stays at 1 no matter how many times you turn it. It makes it easy to swap to my primary weapon in Deep Rock Galactic, and then I have down on the scroll wheel set to 2, and then I have a macro fire button that I use for melee strike and jump space and Deep Rock Galactic is set to 3. And then I have the side button, the back button, set to 4 in Deep Rock Galactic, so I can easily and quickly swap between my weapons and gear in Deep Rock Galactic. I also have calling in a resupply 5 set to forward on the quick commands on the mouse, but that one's a little bit harder for me to reach, and I just never use it. I always wind up pressing 5 on the number key. But yeah, I'd like to be able to do some customization of that sort in Jump Space, and that's one thing that they talked about that they intend to add is the ability to rebind those commands so that you can do stuff like that, which I think is going to make this game a lot easier to play in controls. Like being able to fully customize your controls can make a huge difference in how enjoyable a game is, really. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be fun. Just quality of life stuff. It's not going to make or break the game, obviously, but it will make the, swapping between your inventory slots a whole lot easier, I think. So. See, this is a sabotage, I believe, so I'm going to put that there. What do we got? Desperate Barrage? That's not terrible. I'll plug that in. And then let's grab the materia. Oh, Spectre, Wolf, Green, one of you guys. I forgot to put the name of the lobby in the chat. Is there a chance that one of you guys can take care of that? It's just Hauk is live streaming like usual. And that way folks can join if they want to. If not, I can take care of it. Actually, I'll take care of it over on Twitch. If you guys...
That's the freighter. We'll have to barrage it with gunfire to disable its systems.
Please be kind to others. Yeah, I got it, but guys, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's just pin it and good. Okay. Let's do this.
Good job.
That ditch.
Warning, enemy ships.
Sean, you trying to confuse me?
Well done, Antoine.
Locked and loaded.
Good job. Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it. Shield unit installed. That's another one.
I mean, folks have threatened to drop me in a ditch once or twice.
Shield unit installed. Good job. The freighter is slowing
Okay,
down.
freighter is disabled. Now we do need to deal with the enemy ships.
Enemy reinforcements are on their way.
Got that vet.
Take that, scum.
Light freighter. All aboard. We're going to head over for this sniper. The sniper and the Corvette are all that remain, so we'll deal with that real quick. History. And then we got the vet.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve. Corvette disabled.
All right,
You may
good deal.
board it and look for valuables.
How much time we got? 8:30? We got enough time. Let's clear the vet.
Shield unit installed. Shield
Hey, Oberon, how we doing? What game is this? This is Jump Space, buddy. It's a little bit more action-based than No Man's Sky, what we were playing the other day, but definitely very sci-fi. The devs just had their live stream today, so we've been chatting about the game, and we're getting a big update for the game in March, so pretty excited about it.
self-destruction sequence initiated. Leave the ship as soon as possible.
It is a 4-player co-op, first-person shooter. You can play it in solo. It is designed to where it works either way. But you can take 4 friends, or you can join lobbies. Oh, you bought the game on Steam? Nice.
Parking procedure initiated. Parking procedure complete.
Yep, it's only a $20 game, so currently, I mean, you can expect the price to probably go up once it hits 1.0. It's currently in early access. But the devs have been working their tail feathers off and making it as good as it can be. Nope, it's PvE, yeah, player versus environment. It is. Hey, Gracious, how you doing, buddy? They said we will never have PvP in this game. That is not the focus of this game. So,
Require some time to locate and unlock them. I have located the cargo in one of the containers. Great. Now bring it to the ship.
hey, Gracious. Good. Just got home. About to check out the Q&A. Nice. Let me know what your thoughts are, buddy. I will also be doing a breakdown video of the Q&A like I usually do. It's probably going to go out a little bit sooner than it has in recent history, because I've had a little bit more time on my hands, been feeling a little bit better to deal with such things, and this Q&A was not particularly long. There was only so much covered, so...
I have
Whoops.
located the cargo in one
What
of
I
the
was trying to do.
containers.
You got a phone call and missed the whole Q&A. I'm sorry, Green. All right.
A hand?
Open the container and steal the cargo. Take it to the ship.
Sometimes that pistol is more handy than a sniper rifle. When they get up close like that, being able to rapid fire is nice, especially when it's the little bots. I do love the javelin, though.
I have located the cargo in one of the
Okay,
containers.
it's up top. Whoops. Hi, friend.
Well done. Now
I think one of the things I love the most about this game is the movement. The movement is addictive. Being able to transition quickly between jumping around and using grapples and jetpacks and stuff, and then having to manage your ship, it's all a lot of fun. I greatly enjoy it. And there are various different roles you can play. You can be the pilot of your ship. You can be the gunner. You're not locked into classes like in some games. In this game, you can swap between any of the roles. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're also getting a slide with the next update. They didn't cover it today in the dev live stream, but they have covered it pretty heavily previously. That's going to add some new movement to the game for sure. Oh, got a spider tank.
Well done, Adira.
Thanks, Green. I appreciate your help, buddy. See, I need ammo.
Grabbed ammo.
I have located the cargo in one of the containers. Great. Now bring it to the ship.
All right.
That's another one.
One remaining cargo. And then we have all the bonus cargo and we can get out. So this game has been likened to Sea of Thieves in space. Seems pretty frantic for me. It depends on what mission you're doing, really.
The cargo in one of the containers.
It depends on the mission. It also depends on your playstyle.
Well done. Now move it on board.
Some missions are pretty chill, some are a little more hyper. It depends.
Taking ammo.
Good job. You can leave the site.
You don't necessarily have to do all the tech that I'm doing right here.
Help you on your adventure. Let me know if there is anything you need.
I have videos and tutorials covering all the tech that I'm doing, and it's actually pretty easy to pull off, but it isn't required to be able to enjoy the game and play the game, so...
Initiating takeoff.
Sorry, forgetting something important.
Preparing
Can't forget the gnomes. So basically the way this game works is anything that's in your inventory you get to keep. Anything that's not in your inventory, it gets sold at the end of the mission. Other than you get certain upgrades for your ship and such, and those you get to keep. What is a gnome doing in the game? Does it have collectibles? The game does have some collectibles, if you will, if you will. The gnomes, they just basically, they're an Easter egg. Hey, welcome in. They allow you to take funny screenshots if you want. Me and the buds. Typically there's one at the start of every mission. I would have more, but you only have four, well, technically 3 inventory slots and 1 space for the multi-tool. I'm good for it.
I got some great stuff for you, my friend.
Let's see. Buying out the vendors. What do we got here? Pizza Brawler. Mass Proxy is good. And I'll grab these real quick because there's no reason not to. But things that you get to find in mission. These are all components and ways that you can customize your ship. Now, it doesn't change the appearance of the ship. You've got 2 ships, and you can change the paint jobs and stuff, but that's about it on both the exterior and the interior. So, like, I can come in here and I can make things pink if I want to, you know.
Now we are just waiting.
So you get to customize the way that the paint job looks, and you get to change the name of the ship. But most of the rest of the customization comes down to what components you pick for your ship, what pilot cannons, what engines, etc. So it allows you to make all kinds of different builds, and it's kind of fun.
At ease. Good to see you.
The gnomes are a part of a Department of Efficiency team. And a morality check. Do you save the gnome or don't you? All right, let's see what we got. Supply beacon, components.
Find the vault in a sector just
Yeah, we'll
off
go
the
that
top
direction, I
side.
guess.
Once there, you must enter the vault and retrieve
And the gnome is always found over here in this asteroid. This is a starting area. It's basically a safe area that you start in. Gives you a chance to get your build assembled. And then you come over here where there's a crashed ship, and you pick up a gnome named Nisa. There's some contention on what exactly the pronunciation of his name is. The devs have been calling it Nisa, so when they say it out loud, so that's what I call it. They are Scandinavian, they're Swedish, so could be some accents and such there. But yeah. I figure they know better than I do, right? You see pizza on that scanner? Oh yes, there is pizza in the game. And before anybody asks, no, there is no other flavor than pineapple pizza. We'll have to run the catamaran and give you the full tour here in a moment. Next mission, I'll do that. This is the second ship that you unlock. This is the Dart. It's the smaller, more agile of the two. Basically, it functions like a fighter. There's pizza in that nebula. Oh, a Voyager reference. I love it. That's incredible, Spectre. No, if you're in SoCal, go to Sugo Pizza in Costa Mesa and try the Japanese pizza. So good. Captain Janeway was smart. Yes, yes, she was. Oh, that is a mine layer.
Attached mines detected. Remove them. Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve. We are being boarded.
I was also really fond of the Chakotay character. I am being attacked. Looks like they got that. I'll leave that to them. I liked Chakotay. Paris grew on me after a while. Balana. I think what Chakotay reminded me of my dad, so I think that's why I liked him so much. I was close to my stepdad, so.
Materia collect. Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed. Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it.
And of course, Tuvok was a cool character. I liked Tuvok, but I like Vulcans.
Corvette disabled. You may board it and look for valuables.
I've been going back and watching some of the old Star Treks. It's been fun. I liked Tuvok a lot. His restraint with Neelix was legendary. No kidding. No kidding. And Neelix was a great character, but it was funny how they were polar opposites. Up until Tuvix happened. If you know, you know.
Self-destruction sequence initiated. Leave the ship as soon as possible. New component found. Install it and try it out. Return it to the hangar for analysis and upgrades.
Tuvix, it had to be done. It really did. It was a good episode.
Hey,
I'm a
look over
little
here.
conflicted on the ending, but otherwise I liked it. It was an interesting character. But I think the point of that episode was for the ending to be conflicting, so and to raise a few eyebrows. So good job. It worked. The actor was amazing with playing Tuvix. Oh, for sure. Well, that's the thing. Star Trek always gets the best actors, right? Although it is funny. I went. My wife and I have gone back and started watching The Next Generation again. Been a while. And you know what's funny? Deanna Troi, her actress, she's incredibly good. Incredibly good. But in the first episode or two, she's very stiff, very mechanical. And you can definitely tell that her character, she became more and more comfortable with the role as time passed and just got better and better. So by the end of the show, she was incredible. But in that first episode, I don't know, it felt like she was reading the script, not so much acting the script. But as I'm not an actor specifically, I can't really speak to that too much. Can't make a judgment call because obviously it's not something I've ever done, so I would imagine it's a very difficult job to do, especially to pull off and make it feel natural. Especially when you're doing something as imaginative as Star Trek. And I can only imagine what it'd be like for actors that are using blue screens and green screens to put themselves into a scene that doesn't exist. So acting is, like I said, not something I've ever done, so I'm not an authority on that. But I can tell that she definitely got more and more talented with the role specifically as time passed. Whoa.
Over here.
Well, we're here, guys. I was not expecting that. Marina Sirtis, she was originally cast in the security chief role. Yes, I remember that. And I think it was Gene Roddenberry that had her swap, right? And originally it was going to be the lady who played Tasha Yar, who was going to be Deanna Troi. I think it got swapped. Which I think has also caused some dissension. I think that was why the actress playing Tasha Yar eventually left and then came back for cameos and stuff. But I am not an authority on that, so... I am a sci-fi fan. Like, I like them all. I like Star Trek. I like Star Wars. Don't matter to me. I enjoy them all. I've also watched Stargate and a few others. It's good stuff.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve.
Same here. I like all those shows too. Yup. Generally speaking, if you're a sci-fi fan, you probably enjoy all of those, right? For the most part.
Materia shield unit installed.
I was thinking about rewatching Farscape. Now, that's one I've actually not seen. You recommend it? I've had a few different ones that I wasn't even aware of get recommended to me. I've seen the big ones, obviously, the Star Trek, Star Wars, etc. But there are some of the other sci-fis that I haven't. It was very cool, even with the puppets. Nice. Well, I mean, Yoda was a puppet, right? It worked.
Corvette disabled. You may board it and look for valuables.
They worked with what they had, you know?
Shield unit installed.
The Expanse is good. Green over on Twitch is recommending The Expanse. I've seen a couple episodes of The Expanse. Not enough that I would recommend it yet, but I have not disliked what I've seen for the most part, so... Yeah, but Star Wars had the budget to do it better. That's fair. I'm really enjoying For All Mankind, Apple TV show. Interesting. I don't think I've got Apple TV, but that sounds interesting, Wolf.
Materia collected. Empty collectors.
And then Spectre says, oh yeah, The Expanse is great. Wolf over on Twitch says The Expanse was great, maybe a little slow starting, but once it gets going. Yeah, I've caught on to that. The few episodes I've seen, it was a little slow, but I feel like a lot of shows start that way, so I don't cast judgment within the first few episodes, typically. Unless it's the more recent Star Wars shows. Generally, by episode 3, you know whether or not it's going to be any good. At least that's been my opinion. By episode 3, either I'm hooked or I'm like, I don't need this. Amazon has another show in the works from the Expanse world. I think it's from books from the same writer. Oh, that's cool. Wait. Rock, paper, scissors. Here we go. Okay, I got scissors. Green says, heck yeah. Supposedly also an Expanse game coming out eventually. Oh, that's cool. If there's an Expanse game coming out, I might check that out. That'd be interesting. I'm more of a gamer than a watcher, guys. I don't really enjoy watching TV.
The valuables are behind that locked door. I have located batteries in the area. You can use them to bypass the mechanism and open the door.
When I was a kid, we didn't have TV. We had VHS, and that was about it. It wasn't that we couldn't have cable, but we didn't for most of my childhood, so... I've just never been in the habit of watching TV because we never had it. Video games we had, though. And of course, I watched the Star Wars and stuff. Watched that VHS. I also got to see episodes 1, 2, and 3 in theaters. When they first released. Okay, we need 2 more batteries. Got him here.
Look over here.
Now, my wife, of course, she watched all the shows. Her family is also into sci-fi, so...
Access granted. Proceed to the jammer.
Need some assistance.
Wolf says, I'm a big sci-fi TV and movie fan. Don't watch much unless the wife commands. I
Grab
feel that.
ammo.
Well, as I don't watch TV much, when my wife and I do watch TV, she usually picks. Oh, am I getting that glitch? Yeah, I'm getting that glitch. Okay. Can't swap inventory, can't interact with anything. Let's see. Will that fix it? Yeah, that fixed it. Okay. That got introduced in the latest update a while back, so they'll probably get it fixed. I ain't worried about it.
Initiating takeoff.
You can usually get out of it by interacting with some things and stuff, so. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the next area.
Entering jump space. Hold on to your hardware. The facility we're approaching has communication equipment used for Legion logistics. I need you to perform an override so I can disable the system. I also detect equipment in the facility I can get you access to.
Welcome in. Alright, let's see what we got. Got a buoy.
A Legion strike
And we got mines everywhere. Strike force coming in. And sentries scattered throughout.
The strike force is approaching.
Alright.
The strike force is here.
Got 5 enemy ships.
Material collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it.
Nice shot. Alright, just the Corvette remaining.
You may board it and look for valuables.
Having played a bit of No Man's Sky, guys, I can tell you safely, I prefer the space combat and jump space, but I like the exploration and crafting of No Man's Sky. Definitely going to be playing more of it. I'm enjoying my time with it for sure. It's one of those games that I never got into because I was busy doing other things, but always wanted to play. Can't activate conduit. It's bugged. Okay, I'm coming.
Drone.
And Spectre says, and I will be there to guide you. It was already open.
Leave the ship as soon as possible.
Wolf says, I'm winning on No Man's Sky Steam sale. To be fair, it's definitely going to happen. They always run sales for No Man's Sky before each major update. Yeah, and they just had one, so...
Over here.
It's on the list. Good deal. It's a lot of fun. It's not quite like Jump Space, so don't expect it to be the same. But I mean, like we've been talking about, generally if you like sci-fi, there are certain things you're just going to enjoy. Green Man Gaming Store. That a place to pick up like discounts and stuff?
Parking procedure.
I'm not familiar.
Parking procedure complete.
Well, looks like we're dealing with some bugs, guys. I'm so sorry. This game is still early access, so bugs happen, but... the devs are working on it, and it is getting better all the time, so... I need to make some breakfast. Be right back. Okay, no problem. No smashing my green babies, Hauk. Well, tell him to play nice, great. Tell him to play nice, Wolf. Dude, you might have to do a try stuck. Because that's and I'll just try a ship unstuck. See if it helps. May not, but it doesn't even look like he can get out of the ship. They can't help you're not equipped correctly. I don't know if that made any difference, but we'll see. Hey, Gracious. Hey, back from catching up the dev stream. I'm so hyped for the update, man. Yeah, for sure.
Remove them.
I am also extremely excited for it.
Look. Check this out.
Open both doors.
Storm imminent. Take shelter.
Wasn't showing on my end. That's interesting. Definitely a bug. Is the ship getting shelled? It doesn't look like it. Okay. Then we should be safe here. I think we're good to proceed, guys. Looks like the bugs have cleared up a little bit.
Here.
Clear all emergencies. Ah, okay. It won't let us go until the asteroid storm clears. But that's not something I can control. It's just going to pass. So, Gracious, what'd you think of the new heat mechanic? They did a lot of talking about it. Was there anything specific that you noticed about it, or anything that you were particularly excited for? Because I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty hyped. We got that heat mechanic. I know we're going to be getting the new weapon, the Bulldog. And in the chat on Discord, they talked about it a little bit. I asked some questions. They said it's ready, but they've got to do some audio work for it. I love it. The changes to how maps are laid out is very exciting. Oh, I 100% agree. I love the changes to the map. I love that we've got that heat mechanic coming. Oh boy. Man down. The unfortunate thing is that once you've gone into a death pit, guys, you can't get your gear back. I just want to slide with my bullpup blasting away. Yep, I feel you. Hey,
That's the vault. Once we've breached the security system, I can open the gate.
okay. Cool. There was a shield down here I noticed. I'm gonna grab that, and then we can go ahead.
Hostiles are you need to fight them off until the override is completed.
Oh, hello, friend. Ooh, I hear a grappler, guys. There it is.
System malfunction identified.
There it is.
Manual bypass is required.
Get over here.
I was like, any moment now we're gonna get a break. That's when you need a grenade, no doubt. Would have been perfect spot for one. Looks like they're all sitting up over there on that balcony. I like feedback injector. I've been running that a lot lately.
A manual bypass is required.
I'm going to be trying out a handful of different builds, though. I hear a laser drone. Let's see. Oops.
You need to perform a manual bypass.
Where is that? Oh, that's a hotspot. I got the solution for that. It's not just a button. Let's not sit here, huh? Don't look, Wolf. Look away. Spectre says, I was able to jump back on that balcony, but wasn't expecting it to be a major spawn point. I paid the price for my lack of vision.
Override complete. We're done. Empty the vault and
Ooh, this is a dangerous place to be suddenly. Nice. Made it. The new Amazon series related to The Expanse is based on the book The Mercy of Gods by James Corey, the Expanse author. Okay, cool.
Check this out.
All right, I got the loot.
Check it out.
Yeah, no, I'm good. There is a bug where sometimes it'll show people as not being fully healed when they are. So that could be what he's getting on his end. What do you all think about the new trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu? I'm actually looking forward to it personally. You think they're trying to make it too family? Maybe. I guess we'll find out. See, my thing is this. I don't think everything needs to be mature. to be enjoyable. Why do you have 3 dwarf? I don't have anything against it being
Hey,
too
look over
family,
here.
but the story needs to be good. Yeah, no, I agree with that. The story definitely needs to be good. I will say, I'm not super thrilled with the latest trend
Look
in
here.
Star Wars where they're trying to make everything a mature series. I think that's just not Star Wars, in my personal opinion. George Lucas himself used to call it the kid thing. And I get it that adults also enjoy it, but
Here.
I don't think we should exclude children audiences either, you know? How about DC's Wonder Woman, male version of Wonder Woman, which I always found odd. I haven't seen that, so I don't know. I have no opinion. Was so excited to see Imbo. Yes!
Grabbing ammo.
A man who knows what he's talking
Grab
about. I was worried they would make it too family, but the latest trailer, in my opinion, looked pretty good. Yeah, like I'm okay with it as long as it's a good story, you know. I think I wasn't real. One thing that annoyed me about the Kenobi show was that when George Lucas was doing episode 3, he said he talked specifically about the scene where Anakin kills the younglings, right? And he said, yeah, you know, it was important for me to imply that it happened because, you know, we need to show how far Anakin has fallen. But he's like, I don't want to show it. And he was also talked about, he brought in a psychologist specifically, hired him to make sure that the movie wasn't going to be so grim that it would be terrifying for children. So I think that's something that should be taken into consideration when making Star Wars content, is that
Shield unit installed.
it should be kept to where my nieces and my nephew can watch it alongside me, you know? I don't want them being excluded just because somebody in exec thought, you know, if we make an R-rated Star Wars, we'll get tons of views, right? I don't know. That, to me, that detracts from Star Wars. I'd rather have it kept true to what it was and them just focus, rather than trying to make it mature, focus on the story. To me, that's more important. I was very annoyed in Kenobi when they had Vader just outright snapping some child's neck. And I mentioned that scene, and a lot of people are like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I didn't like it. But that's just me. Some people didn't like the show for different reasons. And others liked it. So, you know, everybody's allowed their own opinion and take on things. No, Star Wars has always been family before ratings came out. I think Star Wars as a franchise should always be trying to be universal, but they shouldn't let that take away from the story. Oh, I agree. Deadpool definitely has to be R-rated, but Star Wars, nah. Yeah, like there are definitely stories that need to be, right? That's like their whole point, right? That's their stick, but there's a lot of stories that just don't, and I think Star Wars is one of those that just doesn't. They need to focus on the old style lightsaber battles. Oh, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. My dog's about to have a cow. I'm gonna have to take her out in a minute.
Check it
If
out.
you liked the new movies, then cool. I didn't personally, but hopefully The Mandalorian and Grogu will be a little bit better. Did you watch The Acolyte? Because I have, unlike many people, actually quite enjoyed it. Really? I watched part of it. I personally wasn't a fan, but there were aspects of it that I did appreciate. So now, one that a lot of people didn't care for that I liked. Now, there were elements of it that I didn't like, but one that I liked was the Ahsoka series. I actually enjoyed that. I think giving Sabine Wren the Force and making her some Jedi in training was a mistake, but her character was really, really cool without the Force, and I feel like it kind of took away from her character doing that to her, but... I know, honey. I know. Come here. But I did enjoy Ahsoka. I thought overall, while there were a few misses, and I also think they need to stop stabbing people and having them survive. I feel like deaths have no meaning or weight anymore in Star Wars, unfortunately. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I thought the Ahsoka series was pretty good overall. I really liked seeing Ezra, Sabine, and the others in live action. Thought it was pretty cool. I really like who they got to play Ezra. He does a good job, I think. And I'm really curious to see more of him in action. The actress who plays Sabine is good too, but like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of what they did with Sabine, but that's just personal taste.
Parking procedure initiated. Parking procedure complete.
Dawson was a great Ahsoka. I do agree with that. I agree. Honestly, a lot of the actors and actresses they've gotten lately, I love them all. I also love a lot. Gracious says, I love Filoni's writing usually, but he has definitely been more cautious recently. I think given the state of Star Wars, they probably have to be more cautious, right? To please the execs, which I don't think is the right call. I do think they should be taking chances, but ultimately the execs call the shots, and if they're not happy because you're taking too many chances, it's never going to get greenlit to begin with, so... That's the unfortunate part of all that, to be honest. It was a lot better when just basically everybody answered to George Lucas and he had creative control and didn't answer to anybody, but this isn't the way things work now, since it's been sold to Disney. But I agree. Generally, I like Filoni and Favreau's work in Star Wars, generally speaking.
The resources we're after must be in here. Grab as many as you can and bring them back to the ship. The more you bring back, the better for us.
You don't really care for anything Disney Star Wars? That's fair. I don't feel like it's the same quality as what it was before Disney took over. I do agree with that. Which is unfortunate. After this mission, I will have to step away for a moment to let the dog out. She's about to have a cow. Oh boy. We might be having some connection issues, guys. Did we all come back? We're all back. Yay! We just had to be patient a moment. He might not be able to interact with the conduit. I'm not sure. There it goes.
Stock up.
All right.
Expect Legion opposition.
Got friends coming from the side. Whoops.
Enemy ships are approaching. Get a move on. Doors unlocked.
Taking ammo. Grabbing ammo.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Mandalorian Grogu. Hopefully they do it justice. We'll see. I think it's clear that in some things in Star Wars I've had mixed feelings lately.
Grab ammo.
Like the old films, they weren't perfect, but overall they were mostly cohesive and had good story writing, so.
The door is now open. Go. Hostile ships.
Have you ever tried any of the expanded universe Legends Star Wars content? There's a lot of it, and it is usually pretty good. Not gone too far into it myself, but I've tried. I've really enjoyed. Yes, I have actually. I was a huge reader as a kid, and I did tons of the expanded universe. So
Initiating takeoff.
honestly, I much prefer the expanded universe to what we got from Disney, to be honest.
Shield unit installed.
The more they pull from that, the better off we'll be, in my opinion.
There's the jammer ship. Take it out so we can move. The jammer has been destroyed. Excellent work. Now get us out of here.
Okay.
Shield unit installed. Preparing for jump transition.
And away we go. Technonaut says, yes, I'm also excited for the reboot of Coder RPG game. Nice. I do hope for it, though. Yeah, I fear Disney will ruin Star Wars and Marvel. Yeah, I have that fear as well. In some regards, unfortunately, I think they already have, but alas, it is what it is. All right, guys. I will be right back. I've got to take that dog out before midnight has a cow. Be back shortly, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I have a good one. Pet doggy for me. Have a good one. Thank you. Yeah. She was, after all that fussing, she did nothing. I took her outside. She didn't even go to the bathroom. Hey, Gracious, how's it going, buddy? Welcome in. You want to pick a mission for us? I trust your judgment, bud. Anything that sounds good to you works for me.
Hey, you're back.
Gracious says, Marvel has jumped off a cliff in quality over the past few years. I feel that's probably true. But again, I recall reading the comics, and some were more darker and violent than Disney. That is true. A lot of the old Marvel comics were really could have gotten pretty interesting, to be honest. I mean, pretty sure back when he was first invented, Batman didn't have a no-kill rule. Although I never read those original comics, it's just what I've heard, so I can't say with any real certainty. All right, we're at 5,600 credits in the wishing vent being sent to the troll, guys. So for those who don't get the joke, I've been saying there's a troll at the bottom of the wishing vent. There is no troll, but but maybe one day. And it's just throwing credits down a hole and doing absolutely nothing, but you know, it's fun. There is a bit of stuttering and lag right now, guys. I will say, for those who are really concerned about it, or that maybe that's off-putting for buying the game, try the game in experimental, because I'll be doing a video right now. One of the things a lot of people, such as myself included, oh nice, I'm not the only one who brought in a gnome. Amazing. One of the things that I've been experiencing in experimental right now is that there's a little less lag, so that's been kind of nice. It's the gnome.
Check this out.
Whatever you guys want to do. If you want a pilot, you want a gun, whatever you guys want to do, I'm good for. No troll yet? You keep feeding those coins. I know, maybe one day, buddy. Yeah, I hear the music. If you start the music before you get into the ship, you'll usually hear it in the first area at least. I'm just trying to see how many coins I can get, how many credits I can get down in that wishing vent. I'm curious. I got it to 66. I was gonna keep it there, you know, for reasons. Star Wars fans, hint, hint. And yeah, somebody joined the lobby and put it up over 66. So at this point, I'm just like, yeah, let's just see how many we can get in there, right? Why not?
A Legion strike force is inbound. Get ready.
So we had an ion storm that took my railgun offline, but the it was easy to correct on the power grid, so no problems. Everything's online.
Strike forces
Okay, that's a mine layer. Let's drop that real fast. One less. We've got 2 ships remaining. One is a corvette, one is a fighter. The fighter's back that way. 2 clicks out. Okay, fighter's removed from the equation. All is left is the corvette.
Material collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it.
Looks like Gracious is going for the corvette. Good deal. If you need a hand, Gracious, just let me know. I'm gonna keep the ship safe. So for those that don't know, I'm going to try and do it before we, because I know some of you guys are new to Jump Space. I'm going to show you guys some of the mechanics we got for boarding enemy ships, which is kind of fun. Gracious is doing that right now. He's going to drop that Corvette, and there he goes.
You may board it and look for valuable.
Good job, buddy. It's also how you can get new components. You can steal them off of the enemy vessels. All right, let's see what else we got here. Enemy sentries. These in particular will have sight of us as we get to the point, so we'll probably have to deal with them unless we swing really low. That's the sentries. Okay. Good work. I'm going to go down and grab the material out of the filters. This is your in-game currency. This is what you use to craft repairs for your ship. This does not come with you out of the mission. It's only good during the mission. And you have a cap on how much you can have. The ship determines how much you can carry. The catamaran is capable of carrying the... carrying 1,000 materia, and then the dart is capable of carrying 100 or 600 rather. Sorry. And I did say I was going to swap to the catamaran. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Caution. It seems that this facility has initiated a lockdown protocol. Anticipate resistance as you proceed.
I will do at least one more short mission and show you guys the catamaran. So. All right, we're through.
The valuables are behind that locked door. I have located batteries in the area. You can use them to bypass the mechanism and open the door.
Okay. Let's crack these crates. I've got 2 batteries here.
You're not alone.
I got 3 remaining.
Great. See if you can find another battery.
A spider tank. Hey Overdrax, how you doing, buddy? Every time I see this game, I remember that I still have to do the jammer mission. Well, I think it was yesterday I put out a tutorial on how to do that, so if you didn't already know, there you go. I just killed myself. Trying to dodge fire. Oh well. At least I'm running a build that benefits from the multi-tool. Oh no! Gracious, did you get bounced by the spider tank? Yeah, that's what I figured, buddy. That's what I figured. The spider tanks, they have shields, repulsion shields they throw up, which can throw you, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it if you get bounced off by the shield. So he got bounced off the shield down into the death pit. Green says rip.
Drone over here.
Okay, we need one more battery. All right, I've got the final battery. The fortunate thing is that weapons are a whole lot easier to find than they used to be.
Access granted. Proceed to the jammer.
I don't get too overly distraught when I lose my gear now like I used to. Sounds good. Weapon jump, weapon stash, and a few jumps. That'll make things even better. It looks like there's a couple javelins in this too. I have no idea what mark they are, but see, we got 2 Mark Zeros. Okay. I like the iron sights on the Mark Zeros. I think it's fun. Not my preference per se, but I do like them, so I'm not going to complain. Should all heal up, though.
Look over here.
Initiating takeoff.
All right, ready whenever you guys are. Let's do this.
Jump imminent. Remains. The facility up ahead has data on local Legion fleet.
Okay, I see a Corvette. Hey, Gracious, do you mind piloting for a minute?
Download the data. I'll also be able to open the facility vault.
I'm gonna do some shenanigans. Welcome in, mate. Welcome in. So the way the boarding works, guys, for those who are new to the game, in the smaller ships, you can board them. What you marking, buddy? Oh, I see. There are going to be points you can lasso to, like this, and then once you get on board the ship, there will be weak points you can destroy. And generally it would start self-destruct, but in this case, all it's done is weaken the ship. I'm going to leave it. So you can see it's smoking. They'll be able to take it out pretty easy at this point. I do believe there was a Corvette, but I'm not sure where that's at. Oh, that's the Corvette right there. I'll go for that.
Materia collected. Empty collected.
You can also use jetpacking to get closer to whatever it is you're trying to chase down. And then use the grapples on enemy ships to get closer to the grapples of another point. I'm gonna have to head him off. He's gonna turn here. They are faster than you can jetpack, so you kind of have to play strategically if you're gonna catch them. I had a brief moment there where I could have caught it, but I wasn't ready for it, so.
Auxiliary power critical. Stabilize
More than likely, it's going to circle back and try to come back at our ship, so. And also, Gracious is trying to drop it right now, so. If he can take it offline, it'll be much easier for us to catch. But as you can see, it's starting to circle around. And boom, I'm on. Cool. And for those who are unaware, ideally I try to land on the right side of the Corvette. There's more cover, but that was not an option this time, so I just went with what I could get.
materia collected. Empty
All right,
collected.
and this is how you drop the vet. You come up to the energy conduit and interact with it. That opens up the hatch. The Corvette's disabled. You can steal the component from it.
Leave the ship as soon as
And then, yeah, it'll self-destruct.
I need a lift.
Cool deal.
materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it.
I'm going to lay down and watch the Samsung event, BBL. All right. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. More cover? I never realized that. Yeah. John, when you, technically they're symmetrical, except the hitbox on the wall, you can get further into it on the right side than you can on the left side. And for that reason, it's, you can get
Over here.
further up in cover and protect yourself better on the right side than you can the left. It's just a little, it's not a huge deal, but it can make it a little bit easier, especially if you're soloing it in multiplayer. It's just a helpful tidbit. I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to do shields, I think. And then we can do core repairs.
Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed.
Okay, ship's in order.
The entrance is locked down behind multiple security protocols. Find and disable the control nodes to gain access. Parking procedure complete.
Okay, cool.
Your unauthorized access attempt has been detected. Officers are mobilized. Initiating takeoff.
All right. We got some materia over there. I'm going to run for that. We'll have the progress will get broken at different points, and we'll have to activate different conduits or break certain points to get it to progress, and we'll have enemy ships dropping in the entire time, so.
Material system malfunction identified. A manual bypass is required.
All right, we got a break there. I'm going to go for the break, and then I'm going to go for the materia.
Neutralize it now. Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve. Shield unit installed.
Alright, I was able to destroy most of the mines, but one got through, guys.
System malfunction identified. A manual bypass is required.
Okay, one less. This is going to be an on-foot section. Lock and load, Gracious. Let's get ready, buddy. Looks like it's only going to take one person. Some of these condos take multiple people to flip. Some of them only take one, but it'll tell you how many it takes before you get there. If there's no indication of how many it's going to take, it only takes one person. And one thing a pilot can do is soften up the enemies before they land. Just be careful about that, because there is friendly fire with pilot cannons. It is possible to blast your friends while they are jetpacking through space. It's also possible to set off explosions on the ground that'll take them out, so... The disruptor lasers that I'm running as my pilot cannons right now, they are the best option for that if you're going to be shooting the ground while you have friends on the ground, because they are the most precise. The less they have the smallest amount of splash. Other cannons cause greater explosions when they connect with the ground, and those explosions can take out your friends pretty quickly and pretty easily.
Assistance, please.
We got friends away. We got missiles inbound.
All security nodes are off.
Okay.
The lockdown is lifted. Return to the entrance and retrieve the assets.
Now we just need to drop this Corvette.
Corvette disabled. You may board it and look for valuables.
Nice shot.
Self-destruction sequence initiated. Leave the ship as soon as possible.
Sean says, due to me buying a new phone, I need to look, but I think we may actually have a free Apple TV subscription at least for a few months. Interesting, so we might be able to check out that show. I feel like I would equally benefit from either audiobooks or continuing to watch TV the way you do. Yeah, you probably would. What she's getting at, guys, is she doesn't really watch TV per se, so much as she has it as background noise while she does other things. I found 2 weapons. Nice. She's usually crocheting or cooking or doing something, crafting something, making leather projects, or doing something of interest, and then having the TV play in the background for noise.
SMG here. Found an assault rifle.
Parking procedure initiated.
What we got, guys? Oh, the halberd could be fun.
Parking procedure complete.
I hear a grappler. Does anybody else hear that? On-foot ammo crate. That'll come in handy. Materia. Nice. There's a lot of audio cues in this game. I personally would not play this game without audio turned up at least a little.
Grabbing ammo.
I do believe there were artifacts, but whatever you guys want to plug in is fine by me. What do we have? Let's see. We currently have Reflective Wrath, Shield Reflector, and Legion Blueprints at level 2. That's nice. I'll take that.
Initiating takeoff.
Grabbed ammo. Grabbing ammo.
Anybody who needs health should go ahead and grab it. I think we had a couple of shield. No, we don't have a shield. But those are quick and easy to craft. I'm going to do that.
Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed.
Okay. I think we're good to go, guys.
Preparing to enter jump space.
We're also going to need to craft ammunition, it looks like. Nice thing about the disruptor lasers that I'm using, they don't use ammunition. But the Lance Railgun does, so.
The distress call is coming from this area. Move closer to investigate it.
Alright.
Look.
What do we have online? No. Everything's online. Okay.
Shields are failing. They won't last much longer. Please help me. I will share my cargo with
So you can press tab to check your status on everything real quick. It shows you your personal character's build as well as the ship's build and whether or not anything's online or offline, etc.
Empty collectors to retrieve.
It also shows you what artifacts you got, which can be helpful.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve.
There's one sniper. There will be two. Okay, I got a thruster malfunction. Which means I'm not going to be steering in a very straight line for a bit. Thank you guys, appreciate it. They got it repaired.
Auxiliary power critical. Stabilize it now.
Cool. He's on the vet, so I'm just going to get clear. Let's go grab this materia.
Materia collected. Empty collectors.
Gracious is dealing with the fires. I trust him to handle that. Good work, buddy. I saw the meme of Metal Gear Solid. Time to play the 5-game saga for the 10th time again. Man, some games are like that. You always come back, right?
Jump beacon detected. Quickly destroy.
I've got a handful of games that I do that with. All right, beacons are down.
Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed.
All right, all aboard. Let's go grab the materia, and then there's a buoy over here. After that, I believe this area is clear, but we can check the scanners real quick and make sure.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it.
Okay. Got a few goods out of here. I think that's everything, guys. Got a Mark 1 maul, and there's a railgun there. That's fun. Destination set. All right. Let's do it, guys.
Entering jump space. Hold on to your helmets. No major threats detected on sensors. We should be free to explore the nearby area.
Okay, got a safe area. There may or may not be a buoy. There is. Okay.
Help me out. Over here.
Looks like there's two of them, actually.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it.
Somebody's running a speed augment. It's affecting me. Got a Mark III halberd. So this is obviously a weapon cache. Cool. I'll let you guys have first pick here. I don't really care what I use. I'm good with all the weapons in the game, so I'm just gonna put down everything and let you guys choose what you want, and whatever's left over, I'll pick from. Subtle flex. Well, I guess. I didn't mean it that way, but... Gracious, I'm glad you joined, buddy. It's always a good time when you're here. Seraphina asks, what kind of hawk is that? How's it going?
Grab the assault rifle.
I guess what I meant wasn't I'm good with all the weapons. I meant I'm good taking whatever of the weapons. But sure, we'll go with it being a subtle flex, Gracious. That didn't even occur to me till you said that. That's hilarious. And I'm glad you caught it, because I didn't. Great, you seem pretty excited. How's it going with you? I'm good. Doing really good. Having a good time, and we had a big update from the devs today, which was pretty cool. So, yeah. This game's going to be getting some pretty exciting things coming. Early March is going to go into experimental, and we'll get a chance to check it out. So I'm excited about that. And I'm getting roasted by my buddy here, so, you know, it's always a good time. Overdrex says, I love the saga so much that I almost remember every important dialogue and can point the OST by the game, especially Revengeance. That one had so much memes and songs that it is impossible to not know. Yeah, some games are like that. Some franchises, yep. Things definitely turn stranger when he's here. Be nice, Spectre. You may be a mod, but I'll time you out, buddy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Well, seems like good news. It is. It is. We're having a good time. This is my favorite game, so getting a chance to check it out with some new content will be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. But I've been playing a lot of other stuff too and have fun with it. I played a bit of No Man's Sky, which you guys caught the stream the other day, some of you, and I also played, been playing some RoboQuest, which is an indie game that I enjoy. May or may not be everybody else's cup of tea. I also have been looking forward to Mio, Memories in Orbit. I picked that up. Little indie game, little Metroidvania. I like my Metroidvanias, so I'm excited about it. I'll probably cover it on stream, but I've been kind of putting it off as there've been a few other things to cover. I've been hearing it. Have you listened to that viral song called Baby Doll? I've been hearing it on Instagram a lot. No, I have not been on Instagram much, to be honest. I have an Instagram, but I almost never go visit there.
We'll have to barrage it with gunfire to disable its systems.
Song any good?
Good job. Warning, enemy ships approaching. But remember, disabling the freighter is our priority. Well done, Adherent. Requesting supply drop.
Bro!
Good job.
Don't, because that app is dark as all get out. Yeah, it's got its issues, to be fair. I've got a thruster malfunction, guys. Thank you, I appreciate it. I used to post a lot of art on Instagram, because I'm a drawing artist, but with their recent policies, I've kind of stopped doing that.
Materia collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it. Corvette disabled. You may board it and look for value. Good job. Special weapon critical. Stabilize it now. The freighter is slowing down. Board the ship and find the cargo. Hurry. Enemy reinforcements are on their way.
I'm not
Materia collected. Empty collectors.
personally anti-AI, but I'd rather my work wasn't used for commercial purposes without my permission, if you know what I mean. Good, keep it that way. That place is the Wild West, but with the funny West part. I visit there occasionally just to check on specific people. That's about it. I've got a couple of friends on there, but
Need some assistance.
and that's the only place I have to really connect with them, so I will occasionally pop in and say hello, but that's about my, after I've chatted with them for a second in the DMs, I usually move on.
I have located the cargo in one of the containers. Take it to the ship. Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed.
I kind of also make characters inspired by games and anime on my tablet. Mind if I show you? Yeah, that's fine. Are you in the Discord? Be an easy way to connect with me.
I have located the cargo in one of the containers.
I did a lot of sci-fi concept art and still do. Other than that, I personally drew a lot of realistic portraits and such. No, I haven't done that much lately.
Well done. Now get on board.
Mostly been doing the concept art for fun.
Look, over here. Yes, a medimate.
Good job.
There should be a link to our Discord server up in the up in my channel's profile
Me out.
in my bio. So if you want to check it out, you can head there, and there'll be an easy way to access it.
Great. Now bring it to the ship.
By the way, Hauk, have you tried a Berserk build yet? Both Kirk plus shield augments? I've done a few, yes. And some of them get downright crazy, not gonna lie. High risk, high reward on some of those builds, but it is incredibly fun. I'm going to be doing some build guides. Now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I think a lot of you guys have probably noticed that there was a bit of a drop off in the amount of content I was doing. And that was purely a result of my health being aggravated as it was. So, unfortunately, that's the way it was. And I'm kind of at its mercy sometimes. Right now, things are pretty good, so I've been turning out a little extra content and trying to get caught up and maybe pre-record a few things so I can kind of have some stuff to do when I'm having a little bit of a harder time. But regardless, I've been able to turn out a lot more, and build guides are coming. That is something that I've really wanted to tackle, so I'm excited for it. I've been wanting to do a melee berserk, but I can't have enough points. Okay, that gives me an idea. Okay, Overjax, I'll see what I can do, buddy. That sounds fun.
I have located the cargo.
Sent you a request on the server. You can accept my request to join the server. Okay, sounds good. Mods, if one of you guys wouldn't mind taking care of that, if you're in a position to do it. If not, I'll take care of it here in a second. Either way.
Great. Now bring it to the ship.
All right. This is the last crate, guys. We might as well get out.
Fire extinguisher.
Good job. You can leave the sector now.
All right.
Initiating takeoff.
Let's see. I'm gonna drop the heat blade. I'm gonna go with the double Nisa. Actually, I'm gonna hang on to that heat blade if I'm gonna be doing builds. Let's. Okay. It was not letting me pick it up. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and launch, guys. Stretch. Yeah, I don't mind if I do. Oh. All right. Good deal. Nice job, guys. What do we need done, Hauk? I was distracted by a distress call. Okay, we've got a request to join the Discord server. If you could let that person in, please do. It's Serafina here on Twitch. All right, I have swapped to the catamaran. I'm gonna do a short mission, guys. I've only got one short one left in me, honestly. I need to, okay. Thanks for joining. All right, I've only got one short one left in me, honestly. I need to, I've got other things I've got to do today. So I need a, let's see what we got. Those are all things we've done already. What else we got? Got distress. Could do a quick sabotage. It wouldn't be hard. Let's do that. Okay, I'm rocking the catamaran. I'm gonna take... I guess I'll take the disruptor lasers. What build should I do? Voila. Thank you, Spectre. I appreciate it. Send me a request. Okay. Let's see. Targeting module. I'm gonna roll.
Good choice.
Burst shield and lance railgun. I'm gonna take mining lasers and disruptor lasers, and then the only thing taking ammo is the one lance railgun. What I could do also is double burst shield, and then Buddy's got all kinds of defensive options. Yeah, seems like fun. We're gonna double down on defense and low ammo consumption. Let's go ahead and take the larger of the larger and more protected power grids. That reminded me of Austin Powers 3 when Mini-Me asked Foxy Cleopatra if she didn't have a little clone in her because she was so beautiful. When she answered no, Mini-Me asked her if she would like to. Oh gosh, Spectre, buddy. I should have read that all the way through, shouldn't I have? When you said you have one short mission in you, gotcha. All right, let's see what we got. I feel called out. All right, let's see what we got. For builds, I'm rolling the heat blade, so obviously something with the heat blade is going to make sense. We're doing a melee build. Let's go berserker. I'm thinking something for damage. Repost amplifier makes a ton of sense. Need to see those movies again. I guess I messed up the ratings for the channel. Sorry. Goofball. All right, let's see what we got. We got execution protocol, which would work. Let's do we're going berserker. Let's throw back in power. Proximity strike is going to buff the melee attack. And then what else we want? Execution protocol and kill protocol both make a ton of sense. Because that's going to increase, but so does Berserk protocol. But then we could also roll shield options. Let's do shield collapse detonator. Because I'm going to expect that to happen pretty quickly. And then, I wish I could do this one. Unfortunately, I do not have enough space. I could easily fit in the health or the +5 shield. I think the health would make more difference in the long run, honestly. Especially since I dropped myself by 40. And I'm expecting my shields to drop pretty quickly and activate the shield collapse detonator. Got Bulwark Core, which is plus 400% capacity. But it'll never regen. And that would fit in. Let's go Execution Protocol. And then I've only got 1 point left, and I can put it into either that or the extra health. I'm going to go health. Okay, so ultimately I've got 20 less health. I've got lowered shields. My shields, when they pop, will cause the detonator. I've got proximity strike for extra damage up close. I've got kill protocol so that when enemies are low on health, I'll do extra damage to them. And then repost amplifier, which allows me to get extra damage from parrying. So this should be high damage melee build, but very risky. If I go down a lot, it wouldn't surprise me. It would pair nicely with forceful recycling. There we go. And I'm just going to pick up all the artifacts, and I'm going to feed them to that. And yeah, I think we're ready, guys. This is only a 2-jump, I believe. Yep. 2-jump sabotage. I think we're good. Let's do this. I've got the gnomes. They'll keep me safe. All right. Let's see what we
The
got.
interference array is in a sector just a few jumps away from here. We need to disable it to prevent the Legion from tightening its grip on this region.
I'm gonna make sure the power grid's in order.
And then let's start moving out.
Can actually probably fit this here, and then this here, this here. Well, that way everything is mostly on protected squares. Buddy's 2 shields are not fully on protected squares, but they're pretty close. And I'm probably not going to get a ton of artifacts, but it'll be all right. Yeah, that was my problem too. There was so much good things to put in, but no space. Yeah. So I've got forceful recycling up to level 3, and this build is repost amplifier, supplement depleter, shield recycler, proximity strike, shield collapse detonator, execution protocol, and supplement injector. So I was able to fit quite a bit. Should work pretty effectively. My health is at 80, so pretty close to max. And my shield's only at 15, but it will detonate when it breaks. So the only problem is I don't have shield capacitor, which would allow it to recharge faster, but yeah. You do what you gotta do. Oh, Hauk, I forgot to ask on the dev Q&A, but are we still getting the mock-up power grid in the hangar? Yes, we will be getting that in the hangar. I'm sure it's changed drastically since I showed you guys last. I strongly believe that it will not be anything like what we saw in those screenshots that Groove sent, but that was just kind of early concept. So, but yes, that is still planned for the update, as is the Bulldog. The Bulldog is nearly ready. They're just working on audio for it. And then, yeah. So all the things that have been told, they have not said that any of that will not be coming, so it should be. Overtrack says, I demand the devs more negative augments. My builds need to be the most degenerately optimized possible. That's incredible, buddy.
Material collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it. Material collected. Empty collectors to retrieve it.
Is that
Check.
a bet?
Check over here.
Yeah, it's not, but that's alright. I was hoping it was. I could try out the build, but we'll try it out in the next area. I'd say right now the one downside to going all melee is that you are forced to use the multi-tool when you board an enemy ship, because it's impossible to reach the conduits with a blade. Otherwise, all melee is actually pretty effective in this game. All right, let's see what we got. All right, we got a shield that could come in handy later. And we were talking about pizza, guys. All right. Cheers.
Over here.
All right, guys. On the catamaran here, it's pretty cool because they've got an entire dormitory area. It's got its own little boombox and everything. Got a toilet? Yeah, you don't have all this on the Dart. All right. You still have 2 extra spaces for weapons, and even with the weapon, you still have 1 extra space for whatever is needed. I found the inventory pretty good as it is right now. Yeah, I personally haven't had any trouble with it. Some people are not a huge fan of the way it currently works, but to each their own. I don't think there's a right or wrong there. Boarding blitz. God, might come in handy. See, can we get the breakdance? There it was. Nice. I love this game so much, guys. I love that it doesn't take itself seriously. I love that we're able to have jams and pizza and brews on the and gnomes. Makes me so happy. Specialized slot spaces are a nice thing and is not disruptive with the current one. Yeah, I think you're right. I wouldn't mind there being like a specialized slot for the grenades or something like that. I think it could be helpful. Right now, that's not the way the grenades work, apparently, but it's something I wouldn't mind seeing in the future, so we'll see. They've said that they're going to be doing work to the inventory system, doing some overhauls to it, so we'll see what happens.
If we don't capture those towers now, the Legion will have free reign over this entire region. Take it down.
Okay.
Point secured. We need to control the majority of points in order to gain control of this facility. We cannot let it fall into the wrong hands.
I love the design on the catamaran, guys. I really do. I love the way it looks. The Dart's a lot of fun to use, but I think the catamaran is just so cool looking. It's also really nice in a team. All right, let's try out this build, guys.
Point secured.
Cool. I like it. It's pretty fun. Not gonna lie, that's pretty fun. I don't know. It might get more dangerous the higher the level, I would imagine, especially given the fact that we've taken a hit to our shields and such, but I don't think it would completely lose viability. Right now we're on challenge rating 3 is all, so. Got a few systems offline.
Shield unit installed. Shield unit installed.
Taking a bit of hull damage. It's alright. I'm not as worried about the sensors right now.
Keep fighting. Not much left now.
He's on that ship, so I'm not going to blow that up.
Empty collectors. Hostile forces are capturing a point. Hostile forces are capturing a point. Point secure.
Okay, we got A.
Point has been lost. We're making an impact. Don't stop now.
All right. We've almost finished the progress bar.
Empty collectors to retrieve it.
We've got 4 enemy ships in play, and B is not currently captured.
The interference array is destabilized, but we still need full control of the towers to shut it down.
Okay, 1 enemy ship
Capture the
remaining.
towers and bring the array offline.
Progress bar is complete. We just need to capture that over there. You got the fires. Good deal. So we got the damage buff from the repost amplifier. That's down. It only lasts a few seconds. Cool.
We did it.
Nice.
The array's hold on the null space lanes is collapsing, and our communications are stabilizing.
Hey, Green, how's it going, buddy?
Legion's control over this region is weakening. Take the time you need to collect what remains.
All right,
Depart
well,
at your discretion.
I'm going to grab me a couple Nisa. I'm going to set our destination. Potentially. Now I'm going to get us in position to jump out. Okay.
Entering jump space. Hold on to your helmets.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call that there. That's my last mission for the day. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everybody who's joined in game, and I appreciate everybody who's been on for the stream. Thank you so much. I hope everybody's having a good day. Like I said, the video for covering the devs for covering the devs live stream will be up shortly. I'm hoping over the next couple of days I'll have it done and ready to go. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. Hope you all have a good one. Catch you in the next one. Later. Green dancing in the background. Whoa, I'm not. Oh gosh, I nearly got squished there. Oh man. Oh, this is the new one, guys. I love this. And then on top of that, they like, you drain your magazine so fast with the halberd with this. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Roscoe says, love some biscuits and gravy. And Silver Six says, sweet potato pie for dessert. Ooh, that sounds good. I'll take some. Yeah, I mean, it was your obligatory scuffing of the paint job. I understand. I don't know, Spectre. You'll have to enlighten me. Throw up some pictures of what you're talking about in the Discord, because not interested in offending anybody. Unless it's for pineapple pizza. Oh, solar flare. If you're outside the ship, you will set on fire now, guys. There's fire here. Come on. Silly pod. Silly pod. Bullets are for bots. I'll leave it to you then. Okay, that was fun. Shotguns away. We are in the main branch. The experimental is actually kind of behind the main branch at this point.